So I'm going to try to do some more of these videos. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy that's been doing this for almost 4 decades. Take anything I say as you will, and just understand that I'm not trying to advise you on how to do things for yourself so much as just sharing with you what I do. I'm trying to make these a few different videos here so that I can kind of share what I do. I'm happy. 40 years later, 40 years of being in the metals, and I'm happy. I enjoy it, and I come out ahead. So if that is any indication of whether what I'm saying is believable or not, you decide. So I wanted to cover some of the other details, and this one is about silver as a commodity. It's not money anymore from a world view. Now, us stackers, they call it stackers. We didn't call it back when I got started with this. I was just a guy that was buying metals, and so I would buy silver and gold and whatever. Couldn't really find, I don't think, a lot of platinum and the other metals back then. So it was mostly just silver and some gold is what I had starting out in the 80s and through the 90s mostly. And but here now today, it's silver in particular is a commodity. Platinum, palladium, rhodium are commodities. They're not metal. They're not money. They're not money anymore. We don't use them for money. We don't use silver for money, where I'm using that in a transaction like we did constitutional silver. And so because it's not a commodity, or it's not a money anymore, it's a commodity, it's going to react the way a commodity would. So if you see people dumping it on the market, you're gonna get to a point where there's like market saturation, right? If something's saturated, the price is probably going to come down. If the market is just, say everybody is dumping it, and there's just too much out there, of course the price is probably going to come down. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying it probably is. And you're going to have people that buy the stuff that are going to be like your local coin shop or whatever. They're going to say, no, we can't buy any right now. We just don't have, we've got too much. I've got overhead. I've got to pay my employees. I've got to pay the light bill. I've got to pay, my rent. I got to pay my taxes. I can't keep buying silver right now because people have just dumped too much. It's not that the guy doesn't want the silver. It's that financially he is a business, and unless he can find some buyers, and he will, but just not today. He will find buyers, whether the price is today's price or it goes up a little bit or down a little bit. He's going to sell. This stuff, I've been watching this for 40 years. 39 years this year, 39 years ago, I started this. It's the same mushroom cloud every time. Sorry, that's an old reference to a series I used to watch back in the 70s. You might know what I mean. So it's the same patterns. You see the same patterns over and over and over and over. And well, when you've been in this for 2 years, you might get panicked. If you just started, you might get panicked when you see the pattern arising where, this is a good example. You bought silver at 25, you paid your dollar premium or whatever, $1.50 premium, and now you got $26.50 on, say, 500 ounces of silver. You bought a monster box or something. I don't know. So you got 500. So you got so much money into it. And then the price goes up a little bit, and you're thinking, okay, so my investment's going up, right? Well, remember, this is a commodity. That's going to happen. It's not the end of the world if things change. So the price goes up, and now you're thinking, damn it, man, my silver is worth $3 more an ounce than what I paid for it. No, it's not. An ounce of silver is an ounce of silver is an ounce of silver. The translation into fiat right now is irrelevant. Yes, you can go sell it for that amount of money, but you have to stop looking at it like that. And I know you're in this for the money, I get it. But at any given time, the spot value is fickle. It's because this is a commodity. Your silver is not worth $3 more an ounce. You can go get $3 more an ounce, but the value of the silver has not changed. It's still an ounce of silver. If you get your mind wrapped around that fact, then you can stop worrying about the fiat translation here and now today, because you're going to start understanding that this is all supply and demand kind of a thing. Not all of it. There's other factors in there. It is manipulated. And actually the manipulation, whether you understand this right now or not, manipulation is a great thing because it means it's predictable. They want to keep the price down. That's into your advantage, because now, because it's a commodity, it's going to up and down, and you're going to be able to use that to your advantage. So the silver is silver. Just when you get your 500 ounces of silver, just look at it and say, you know what, I got 500 ounces of silver. One of these days, I may do something with this silver. And then just forget about it. Not forget about your silver, but just forget about worrying about what the fiat price is right now. That's going to change. It's going to be all over the place. So what happens is it goes up $3. People think, oh, my silver's worth $3 more. And then it goes down $6. And now they're like, fuck. Now I'm losing $3. No, you're not. You're not. You don't lose anything unless you get stupid enough to sell on the dip. That's when you lose. You don't lose a dime. You've still got 500 ounces of silver. You see what I'm saying? Silver is silver is silver. You got 500 ounces that you have because it's a commodity, it's going to go up and down and up and down and up and down. 40 years I've been watching this. 40 years I've never lost a dime. 40 years I've always come out ahead, and I still love this game after 40 years, 39 years this year, 4 decades. Now, why do I still love it if this is such a crappy game? I'm not a dealer. I don't deal. I'm a private guy living in my own little condo kind of a place here. And I don't sell. I'm not a dealer. I don't have any real relationships with a dealer. I've got a local corn shop here. I don't do this as a business. I'm not pushing anybody as a business. So why do I still love it after nearly 4 decades? I have to be doing something that's making me happy with it, right? I mean, I just bought $4,000 worth of, last month, we bought $4,000 in Silver Eagles and almost $2,000. I bought a couple ounces of platinum because of the price dropped, and it was just like, oh, okay. I was going to go buy more silver, but then the platinum price came down. I'm like, well, the hell with that. The platinum price is down. I'm going to go buy a couple ounces. So we spent about $6,000 last month on metals, $4,000 in silver and $2,000-ish in platinum. And I'm still happy. Couldn't be happier. So it's because it is a commodity. That's the reason. It's a commodity that I know is going to go up again. I know it's going to go down again. The platinum price comes down and comes down. Right after I bought the platinum, it went back. It went from $850 back up to around $1,000. Now I'm not saying that I would have done this, but theoretically I could have bought it on a Friday, paid my $850 plus my $100 premium, $900. I paid $1,900 for 2 ounces. $1,900, yeah, it was $1,900 for 2 ounces. It went back up, and I could have literally made $100 the next week when it went back up and was higher than what I paid for it. It was like almost $1,000 within 10 or 12 days. So I could have made $100, and now nobody's going to do that, but I could have literally come out $100 ahead. And if I had sold it on eBay, I could have made $300. Because I would have gotten that premium back. You can sell this shit on eBay all day long. And I know because I've done it in the past whenever I wanted to get my premium back. In addition to making the extra. You know, it's a little more aggravating selling on eBay. Yes, it is. And people that tell you fees, tell them to drop dead. That those fees, you still come out ahead. Unless you're giving your metal away, in which case you probably shouldn't be doing this to begin with. But it's a commodity. Stop watching the chart with fear. You don't have to be afraid of that spot chart. If it goes up, you don't have to be afraid. If it goes down, not only do you not have to be afraid, but you should be getting a little joyous. Yes, the metals that you have, that 500 ounces, is quote unquote worth less fiat than it was when you bought it, but now you have the ability to say get some more. So if it went down to $20 an ounce, if you got the cash, go buy some more. Because now you're doing that cost averaging thing that I'm talking about in the other video, 2 previous videos, and you're going to end up bringing your cost per ounce down. If you could buy another monster box full, go ahead and do that if you can get good premium and you're paying less now. And then when you'd have 1,000 ounces, and now you've got even less invested in it per ounce. So now it has less that it has to climb back up for you to break even and make even more, come out ahead even more if and when you decide to trade it off for fiat or another metal or buy a car with it or whatever it is you intend to do with this, pass it on to your kids or whatever. This metals thing, it's a commodity. It's literally the best thing that ever happened to silver. Because now instead of having a gram or an ounce or a half ounce and it having an absolute monetary, a defined value, it's worth a loaf of bread or it's worth a gallon of gasoline, whatever. It's worth 25 cents or it's worth $5 or whatever. You get your $5 and $10, $20 gold coins. Instead of it being worth that much specifically without any chance of changing, now it's a commodity. And the beautiful part is when you buy pork bellies, you're not bringing all that pork bellies back to your house and hoarding them somewhere and holding onto them for 20 years. The beauty of silver being a commodity is that's exactly what you can do. You get it, you got it in your hands, and this stuff is eternal. You can hand this down to your great-great-great-great-grandchildren someday if it passes down in your family line like that. Now, probably won't, but you see what I'm saying. It's like handing, like I've got some expensive handguns that I have that I've told my grandsons, when you get old enough of legal age and if you show me that you're mature and all that, I'm going to hand these down to you. Why? Because those things they're going to last forever, assuming they don't end up in a house fire or somebody drops them off a cliff or something. They're metal, they're going to last forever. It's heirlooms, it's you're passing things down if you don't end up using it yourself. You can't do that with pork bellies. So this is the beauty of the metals being commodities, in that you can take physical possession of them. It's not just a paper investment. That really, there's just something I love about it. It's not just say you go buy a silver necklace or you've got a silver coin. These are investments, and it is an investment. It is a commodity. Anybody that tells you silver is money, it's not an investment, they have a completely wrong understanding of this. The fact that the price fluctuates, that you can go buy cheap and sell high, boom, it's an investment, it's a commodity. Gold is a little harder there, and I will admit that. When they say that about gold, I've got to kind of admit it because of the way government interests, and they use it for like a reserve metal still. Even though we're not on the gold standard, it's still used, but like that by these different governments and everything. Silver's not like that. Platinum, palladium, rhodium, they're not like that. These are they're commodity metals, and use that to your advantage. Buy low, sell high. Buy low, trade high, whatever it is you do. And just remember, this is a long game. You're in the commodities game for the long haul, and you're going to come out ahead. Don't freak out about the price going up. Don't freak out about the price going low. Just watch it, and whenever you can get any kind of advantage when it's high or low, then you use that to your advantage. You use that to come out ahead. And that's how we do it. You all have a great day.